Hello people, I'm back. How are we? We're good, I hope. I'm playing Act 2, because I want to play Act 2. Oh yeah, I changed my shotgun, because I wanted to learn to do, like, the Death Star thing. I don't know why I'm doing it now, but I guess why not? I hit, like, nothing, it's fine. But, yeah. I'm making my ultrakill video, because fun. Funsies. Oh my... Bye. Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of my videos I yap about just game design, and that's fine. Like, that's cool. I like game design. That's why I yap about it here, because I can't really do that a lot in, like, real life. I know, scary real life. What is that? Because, like, not many of my friends, well, none of my friends really, like, understand it. Like, they would understand it if I explained it to them, but that would require a lot of, like, explaining that I don't, like, you know, I can just, on here, I can just yap about it and assume that the viewer knows what I'm yapping about. I hope. I was also thinking, like, I don't know, I like making these videos, because, like, last few videos I said, like, oh, I like making these videos, like, just for myself, which I do, which is true, because, like, I do. So it just kind of got me thinking, like, you know what, I do get, like, whenever I see, like, I even have, like, one like, that means a lot to me. I know it's, like, so dumb, because, like, it's one like, you know, that's nothing to be, like, proud of. But, like, to me, I don't know, that means someone, I've, like, entertained someone, you know, enough for them to, like, go out of their way to like it, and, like, show that they like it, and they enjoyed my thing that I made, like, on the internet. I don't know, that, I mean, you know, that just means that what I did was worth it, if that makes sense, because I'm making this to entertain, as well as just get some thoughts out about stuff I'm passionate about, and that kind of shows I'm doing both of those things. So I love that. That's awesome. Again, I know it's, like, such a low standard, but I think it's really cool. This part's gonna sound so, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, random, like, not fitting into my flow of thought, because usually in my videos there's a very consistent flow of thought, and I will notice something and that will lead on to the next thing I yap about. But, this is more, like, you know, sporadic, because, kind of probably because, I plan with this video more, like, how to, what stuff to talk about, which I literally never normally do. So we're kind of experiencing how that goes. But yeah, I wanted to yap about my friends, because I have, like, a really close friend, and I thought I made this YouTube channel to yap about things I can't yap about, like, in my daily life, because, well, you'll see why in a bit. But, I don't know. Basically, I have feelings for her. And it's, like, it's a really weird situation, because, like, we're really, really close. Like, she's the closest friend I've ever had. Because we can just talk about... I don't know if this is, like, a common thing, but, like, I don't know. If someone here does have, like, this kind of relationship where you just... You have your friends, and then you have one friend who you can just... Or multiple, I don't know. Who you can just, like, talk to, like, them about anything. And, like, but on that's, like, a mutual thing. Like, you can really, like, you understand each other. And, like... Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. Like, you just feel more confident trusting them with information because you know them so well. You've talked about so many things and you relate on such a, like, on a deeper level than you, like, when you just meet a friend or, like, a friend of a friend in a friendship group. It's not like that at all. It's just, like, you know, you understand each other. I know that's, like, the cringiest thing, like, you understand each other. Like, fucking rom-com, like, that has, like, slogan, but, like, honestly, if you've ever experienced it, then hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we have that kind of relationship, and it didn't start off, like, with me having feelings for her, because I'm not really like that. I need to, like, develop a relationship with someone, and this is gonna sound like, I don't know, I sometimes feel like I make everything sad. Like, having feelings for someone should be a nice thing, because, like, love is love. Love is awesome. But then, I don't know, for me it's really hard, because I obviously started off, like, having this really close friendship with her, and we still do. And then with that comes, like, a really massive load of guilt, because, I don't know, I don't want the feelings for her, because I want to keep the friendship we have, and... I mean, I can keep the friendship we have, I don't want to tell her, because I know, I'm fairly certain she doesn't hold the same feelings for me, and that's fine. don't want her to. I don't know. I want to still have the friendship we have. It's just, it's fucking hard, you know. Like, you know you're not faking a crush when you don't want the crush. Great, that's 2 nukes I've missed now because of a soldier. And, like, you don't want the feelings. Because in the past, I feel like I've told myself I have crushes because it's like, I like the idea of having a crush, having someone to, like, you know, loving the idea of love rather than loving the actual person. Which is a problem I've dealt with before. But this is a situation where I want to retain our friendship and, like, no strings attached, you know. And I feel like I have, like, in our interactions, I've tried hard to kind of, like, suppress those feelings because it's important to me that, like, I treat her the way I would treat her if we were just friends. I mean, we are just friends, but if I see her as just a friend, I do see her as just a friend, but, you know, there are, like, the underlying feelings of, like, you know, attraction. Which is, I don't know, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I'm glad I have this place to do that kind of thing, because I feel like I started off this channel talking about this kind of stuff a bit. A lot of the time I would just talk about the game, and that's cool. Again, I've explained why that's cool. But it's just nice to have kind of like an anonymous thing that's kind of isolated from my whole friendship group of people where like everyone knows each other and I can't really say anything without the fear of it spreading. Which is cool. Like, honestly, people should do this more. Make just a YouTube channel to yap. Also, no, wrong weapon. About things you can't yap about. Like, I don't know. YouTube is such a cool platform for that kind of shit. Like, we're going off on such a side tangent, by the way. But I don't know. The expression and just having like the ability to like make content that's actually getting out there. It's not just like inside your head. And like the funny thing is, this friend, like, I kind of owe the creation of this channel to her because not directly, like, she doesn't know about it, thank God. But I don't know, when we first met, not first met, but when we first like properly started talking, she kind of showed me that, like, I don't know, I have stuff I want to yap about that I'm really passionate about, because I've never really had a person I can like properly like passionately talk about things with. And then she kind of showed me I have that side to me, and that led to the creation of this channel. And I don't know, I feel like that's really cool. Yeah, she's awesome. There are so many reasons like I could talk about that I don't want to get into because like real life stuff, but and you know, personal on the internet. This is just like the very surface level. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not asking for advice. I'm just kind of getting this out there. I don't know. I don't want to tell her because I don't want to ruin the friendship. I'm fairly certain. Like, there are things that we've talked about that lead me to think that she doesn't like me. And that's fine. And, like, again, the guilt, I feel like, because sometimes I think about the guilt, and it's like, a lot of crushes in, like, media, I kind of romanticize. I know, ironic. To the point where it's like, people could just talk to their crushes and, like, confess their feelings. And I've always felt like real life isn't like that, you know, because you have like the complexities of like having a friend, and like normally I would be fine with like just, I have like talked to a crush before and I asked them out because I like to think I'm quite a forward person, but like this is different obviously because we have such a strong foundational friendship and the feelings have kind of built up over time after that friendship, which I don't think I've ever experienced, to be honest. And like, because that's hard now, like we have the friendship, and yeah, I don't know, even when that's not the case, because I'm pansexual, when I have a crush on a girl, I always feel an underlying guilt, and maybe it's wrong for me to feel an underlying guilt, but it's like the fact that I'm non-binary, but a lot of people, I'm quite masculine presenting, but because I have that, like, because I'm my AMAB is male, and I don't know, I feel like boys have been, and like fairly so, have been brought up, and society's brought up like people to believe in this idea of the boy coming onto the girl with the confession of the crush, and it's like, it's always this like nice guy thing, but really it's a bit like expectant and uncomfortable, which it is, I completely understand that. But with that, I've kind of like harboured this underlying guilt whenever I hold feelings for a girl, because I always get the paranoia of, oh, I don't want to make them uncomfortable, so I just I'll try and stop these. I try and suppress these feelings, which isn't healthy, I know. But at the same time, like, that discomfort is real. Like, I can understand why that would have that effect on someone. And that just makes it worse, you know, because, and again, I feel even worse for, like, having these feelings. And I don't know, crushes aren't easy always. The guilt is kind of a lot. And it's so hard because it's so ironic because she's the person I can talk to about anything, and yet she's the only person I can't talk to about this. Like, this is the one thing I can't talk to her about, which, I don't know, there's a kind of a cruel irony in that. That sounds so, like, poetic and pretentious, but it's true, I guess. And I've been waiting for my feelings to pass, because, again, I've said I wanted them to, so I can just have that friendship with her, with no strings attached. But it's not, which is, like, awesome sauce. And, like, there's a part of me that obviously, like, when I have romantic feelings with someone, that's, like, a special thing. Like, it's a nice, giddy feeling. Yeah, it's kind of, like, balanced out with the guilt, and it's just, yeah, I want them to pass, but I'm kind of glad I got that out to the strange internet people that are gonna know everything about my life story. No, I'm keeping it, like, purposely vague enough, I hope. Again, I've tried to avoid many things about, like, her, because that would be so unfair. I hope, like, I've avoided enough. But, you know, I mean, honestly, now that we're yapping about friends and stuff, and, like, talking with friends, it's, like, because I went from, like, my old friends, and my old friends were cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I was friends with them, but we weren't really good for each other. Like, I had two friends who I was, like, really, really close with. They were, like, some of the only people I interacted with. But, like, this was, like, a few years ago. We were in secondary school. And, like, we were really, really close. Like, really close. We could, again, talk to each other about almost anything. But with it, like, with that relationship kind of came a lot of, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. We had to be very, like, conscious of how we were around each other. Like, we couldn't be too, you know, open and, like, cheesy or stuff like that. Like, there was still an idea where, like, we would make fun of each other if we were, like, quote unquote cringe. And, like, that's fine. Like, a lot of people are like that, and that's, like, fine because it can be funny. But I feel like I went from that relationship to one where it's completely, like, understanding, like, no strings attached with this person, which was, like, really special. I never really experienced anything like it. And it was just such a contrast. And it kind of, and then, like, through her, not through her, because I kind of met her through this group I came to be part of, who are now, like, my best friends. Like, it's probably my healthiest friendship group ever. And I'm really glad I found them. Like, it's the complete opposite of what I had with those previous friends I was talking about. It's very understanding. Like, no one's too cringe, you know. We do PowerPoint nights and yap for an hour. Like, each of us yaps for an hour about, like, the most cringy, like, hyperfixation shit. And it's so funny, and I love it. And I know I said I can't, like, talk about, you know, the game design stuff, and I can't, but because, like, none of them really interact with video games that much. But other stuff, you know what I mean. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm really just, one, I'm really glad I met that friendship group. Two, I don't want to discredit, like, my old friends, but again, we weren't good for each other. Like, it was in an unhealthy way. Like, a lot of us were struggling with mental health. Well, yeah, because it was three of us, me, one person, and the other person, and we were all struggling with mental health issues, anxiety, insecurity, whatever. Like, I don't want to get too into it, obviously. I can speak for myself. I was in a very dark place, where, like, my life felt not meaningless. Again, I don't want to get too into it, but it was serious enough to the point where, like, it was a bad relationship to be in, because we kind of all reaffirmed our own mental health issues by being in the environment that kind of, it presented it as normal, because we were, like, us three were, like, the only three we all interacted with, if that makes sense. And because that was the case, that was kind of the norm, that kind of, like, self-deprecating attitude. And, like, that wasn't, like, anyone's fault. That was just you know, a poor coincidence, I suppose. And again, from that came a lot of like vulnerability. Like I know I said like we talk about cringe stuff a lot, and it's like, oh, don't be too open, but we were like, we talked about stuff that like I wouldn't talk about with like my friendship group now, and vice versa for this friendship group. Like we were very, I don't know, vulnerable, like in a sense where like societal norms didn't play into what was awkward to talk about and what was not. I know ironic with like talking about the cringe stuff, but it went past those kind of norms of what was acceptable to talk about in a traditional societal way. Whereas in the friendship group I'm in now, it's like you can talk about your cringe hyperfixation, but if you start talking about that kind of, I don't want to use the word inappropriate because I don't like that word, but like society doesn't deem it as like polite society to talk about. I know that's so stupid, but like we can talk about it if I get close to them, but not really in a group setting. Like there are some of us who are quite guarded about that kind of stuff, and like I'm not trying to criticize any of this. This is just the state of like the people, and that's fine. Like I get it, but like for me, I liked that aspect of my older friendship group, but then it's the trade-off. And then I feel like with this person I have feelings for, it's like I get both of them, and I really like, I care for this person like a lot because of that, because we are able to be so vulnerable. Like, I don't know, this is a lofty statement, but she's probably the single person I care most about outside of my family. I know that's a big statement, and I don't know, she definitely wasn't like, I don't know, I can't speak for her, and maybe I'm just being self-deprecating, but I don't know if she would say the same for me, and that's that's fair. Obviously, like, I don't expect that. That would be such an arsehole thing. Oh yeah, I can talk about the selling art, because that video came out. I'm selling art, go buy it, link in the description please. No, I'm not like asking you to buy it, I'm just asking, like, if you're interested, check it out, because I think it's cool. And yeah, I hear it. I hear the husk like stray using the fireball noise. Fucking ultrakill, man. Oh, what the fuck are you doing up here? Oh my god, that's so funny. How the fuck did you actually? What the actual fuck? Oh my god, that's so funny. This goober. Oh, I can also talk about, I did the PNG tuber more. I made like the head bob up and down. I'm proud of myself. It's such a like dumb thing. But you know. And, oh my god, you know what? If no one's ever gonna like have watched my white knuckle videos because they barely get any views, but if you have, Grub Plush came out yesterday. This is a Saturday. It's so cool. I really want to get it, but I have this thing where like if I spend money, I get really guilty, even if it's like a fair amount of money to spend. Which the Grub Plush is like £30 is very good for a plush, especially for such a niche game. And like, I don't know, I get really guilty. I don't, yeah, it's probably a good thing to be honest, like you don't want to spend too much money. But I kind of want to work past it, because I really want the Grub Plush, and it's only going to be available for a short time. It's like the, there was a plush for, whatchamacallit, linguine and lasagna. It's probably never coming back, because it was a very small thing. If it is though, I will buy it, because I really wanted to get it. But I didn't, because I got, like, too guilty. To be fair, that was quite expensive. But anyway, I like this stuff a lot. It's a really cool level. So yeah, I'm falling back into it. The game design, yeah. This is such a stupid idea. If we're talking about linguine and lasagna, I might as well talk about this. This is so dumb. Because, like, I've had, like, thoughts of, like, inviting her to, like, do videos with me. I think she would find it, like, strange. I don't think she would want to, which is, like, fair. But, like, I don't know, we have really cool, like, yapping dynamic. But then again, it would be kind of strange to, like, try and sanitize our yapping to, like, not talk about any personal stuff. I don't know if we'd, like, slip. Because, like, a lot of our yapping is built around the basis of, like, just, yeah, being really vulnerable. But, you know. Still, I thought it would be really cool. I don't think she'll want to, though. We just have a really cool yapping dynamic. And like linguine and lasagna, I feel like that, like, I used to watch linguine before lasagna came on, and like it was fun. Like he did his sort of challenge things, they were okay, and I was kind of like, okay, I like this guy a bit. But then like Lasagna came on, and they have such a good yapping dynamic, especially for like their first few videos. Maybe it's just nostalgia, but I feel like the first year of like their videos were like really, I don't know, they were my favourites. Where it was just like the shitpost after shitpost, like they were like my favourite era of their videos. I still like their videos now, but it feels like a shift. Again, I don't know if that's just like perception and hindsight and whatever. But I still like their dynamic is really cool, and it's cool to have like someone to bounce off of in conversation. I've never really had that on one of these videos, but I've never at all. So yeah, I don't know. And like she would be the person I would want to do this with. But again, I don't know if she'd want to. Which is, again, fair. So fair. I also, like, this is just more of a general thing with a lot of my friends. And I've been working past it. Like, I'm a lot better than I was. I used to be horrendous. But, I have this thing where I overthink a lot of what happens. Like, with my friends. Like, overthink a lot. And I mean a lot. Where I assume they're always, like, you know, not gonna like me for something. Also, fucking coins on this thing is horrendous. Like anything, like if they do like a single like thing or like say one word, then I'm gonna like what's the word, catastrophize it and like take it as badly as it possibly could be taken, and then that leads to a lot of like it gets worse because then I'm like, okay, well I know I have this problem, so what part of this is me just like overthinking it, and what part of this is just me like this is actually like happening, like they are sending a hint that they don't like me or something. And then like because I'm in that constant like guessing, it makes it worse, my paranoia, because I'm like, okay, well this could just be you thinking that you're over dramatizing it, but actually it's a hint on, you know, you're going over and over in your head, which is a shame. Like again, I used to be so much worse, and like I think a lot of me getting better was due to this new friendship group, because we were so honest with each other about that kind of stuff, and like there was none of that like, you know, don't say that, that's cringe, which helps a lot. I still get that with this person, probably more so because I care about them so much and what they think, and like because they don't text a lot, which is like duh, like that's fine, like obviously like some people just don't text as much or as quickly as others, and sometimes I don't know, I just get really paranoid that she's like really annoyed at me, or she's like, I don't know, got the theory that I like, I don't know, have romantic feelings for her, and like she's really made uncomfortable by that. And I don't know, I always tell people like I want them to be honest with me if I ever annoy them, because then that would like really reassure me, like that would be a really good thing for me. Which I don't know, I'd like to trust people do that, because then I know if I've actually annoyed them, like if they like, I don't know, lie about it, then it's a lot harder to tell. But I feel like I worry that a lot of people don't, because they think it's more polite to lie, and like I'm guilty of the same thing, like I do it as well. I lie even when I'm annoyed with someone. Like if I don't want to hang out with them, I will say I have something going on rather than I just don't feel like it right now. Which is something I need to work past, because I feel like if people did that with me, I would be so much more confident. But then, I don't know, maybe they do, and I just don't see it, and it's just like, yeah, it's a constant like toing and froing of like, am I wrong, or am I like genuinely justified in my overthinking? I can yap about this, like, in next year, in the UK, there's a thing called sixth form where you do your A-levels, which are basically like big exams, and you study for 2 years. And, basically, I'm choosing to stay in my current secondary school, which offers a sixth form, which is basically high school to American people. But then you can also get like new people joining, like your school to go into the sixth form. It should be really interesting because we haven't had that, like a proper like big group of people joining new. You know, like since we first joined our secondary school, which was like years ago, like years and years and years ago. So maybe, like, and I feel like after all those years, I've kind of, like, learned most things about mostly everyone in my year of, like, 400 people. To the point where, like, I know who I like, who I don't like, who I'm friends with, who I'm not friends with. I've had my crushes, over the years. I've had, like, you know, the feelings, and I've gone through them, and I've gotten over them. So, I don't know. Part of me hopes that, like, when all these new people join, I can get over my feelings for this person, and like, you know, try and meet someone new. Like if I find someone I really like and like they join our friendship group, But like even like outside of the romantic feelings thing, I'm really excited to like meet new people because I don't know, I'm not like a super social person. Like I am an introvert, but I don't know. I like meeting people, and like the chance of like someone sharing one of my passions is just so exciting to me. Um, Even like having a new person to add like a new dynamic in our friendship group would be like I don't know, really cool. So I'm really excited for that. Although like yeah, I don't know. I hope that's the case, and they're not just all arseholes. But like, I mean, come on, we're all like old enough not to be arseholes, right? Right? You'd think that, but I don't know. Again, like this is also like kind of linked with like the overthinking thing, and I'm more on the side where it's like because I've had crushes before, where I kind of like gaslight myself into thinking like they like me, because like I think people just do that, which is like human, I guess. But then again, that can lead to a lot of like uncomfortable situations where like girls feel like they're objectified by the guy who just sees them for the person they've created in their head who likes them, which is just cringe. Also, Gabriel got fucked. What the hell? That's kind of crazy. I haven't fucked Gabriel that bad for ages. Anyway, out of context. That was nearly a new PV. Oh my god, that was so close. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I don't think I had, because I really want to, like, I've been trying to work past that kind of thing I have for people, on, like, my crushes, where I kind of, like, put them into this box of, like, oh, they must like me, and I, like, catch myself on every little detail they do and think, okay, this must mean they like me, right? But, like, I think I've been catching myself with this person, because there are a lot of signs that they don't like me, more so than there are that they do like me, but then every now and then, I'm like, do they like me? Like, because I don't know, because I've been caught up on this thing for so long. But I try and like never let myself go past the point of speculation, because I would be so disappointed and like ashamed and just guilty if I ruined that friendship and I ruined that thing for us. Even if like nothing came of it and she was like, oh no, it's okay, it's fine, I'm not put off by it, like we can still be friends. Like, I'll still just be really guilty. Again, I'll do the overthinky thing, where I'll be like, every little sign shows that they were actually made uncomfortable by that. And I really hope that doesn't happen. Oh, you know what, I can yap about this. Because I'm non-binary, which is cool, I think. And, like, I'm out with my friends, and a lot of them are like, it's not like bad, like they're all supportive, definitely, like super supportive. Just a lot of, like, not a lot of them, just a few of them are quite, not clueless, just like, they're not as engrossed in like trans culture as like I have been, and I've been like exposed to for like so long, and that's kind of become the norm for me. So whenever like I make a thing and they're a bit like surprised by it, like I make a statement and they don't really get the joke or something, I'm like, what? How do you not get that joke? And then I just have to remember, like, they're obviously not as ingrained. And, like, from that as well comes, like, my old friends. Again, I talked about with the mental health issues with. We were all trans in, like, some way, under the trans umbrella. So we could, like, really easily relate about that kind of stuff, which I thought was, like, really cool. Again, that was another thing that was really cool about that friendship. So I've been kind of like, and because they were like some of the only people I only ever interacted with for so long, that again kind of became the norm to like make those kind of jokes that were a bit morbid sometimes. And like they really understood like anything, and wouldn't make any assumptions. And like I understand people making assumptions like about genders. Like again, I'm very masculine presenting, so I get it. It's just kind of, like, I'm not blaming anyone. It just kind of gets a bit, not repetitive, just tiring when I keep having to correcting people. And correcting and, like, establishing this thing. I have to, like, make the statement so they use my correct pronouns. And, like, a lot of them are good at remembering, but, like, sometimes I feel like I don't want to be the one who has to always, like, remind people mid-sentence to, like, that's not my right pronoun. And, like, some people, like, when I bring up the pronouns thing, they're like, oh, well, you should make more of an effort to say, because I have a bad memory. And it's like the point where, like, you must understand that it's awkward for me, and repetitive, and tiring, to, like, keep on going back into a conversation and like constantly interrupting people to just establish my pronouns, and that's annoying for you too. So don't like use that as a cop out. Don't put this on me. I don't know. I really dislike that when people do that. Anyway, that's not like the point. None of my friends do that. But what I was trying to make the statement on was, hello, die. I went out and met one of my friends not earlier, like a few days ago, and like she was making fun of like some facial hair I was growing because it's summer right now and I haven't really been going out, so I've been a bit lazy with it. And like it wasn't like really bad. It was just it kind of made me realize that like, yeah, she doesn't really understand the insecurity, or like she doesn't really take time. Not that she doesn't take time. She doesn't inherently like understand the insecurity that I have with that, or even question it. Because like I might not, but it's the fact that she didn't consider that I might, because she knows my gender, and I'm not like trying to put her in the situation where like, how dare you not remember this? It's completely natural. It just kind of made me realize, you know what? Yeah, people like it's not that engrossed in society enough. I feel like. I don't know. There's also like I'm gonna yap about trans rights. Holy shit. I really hate the thing, and like again, it's in a very similar vein where like I don't blame the person. I more blame society for not establishing it as significant as it is. It's not so much of a prominent thing, which is I think needs to be fixed. But it's like when people say, like someone asks them about trans rights and they say, oh, I think people can do whatever they want with their bodies. And it's like, okay, cool, that's good, right? We like that. Also, that's just really vague. Like, that's really vague. And it doesn't establish it as something that you actively support. You're just okay with it. And what the hell? Normally I'm fine with that. But trans rights are in such a precarious place where, like, in my opinion, that's not really good enough. Like, we need more active support because it's under such scrutiny, and it's kind of talking about it like a taboo thing. Like it's so vague, where like you can't really go into specifics. That's what I don't like about it. And it's not conscious. I'm pretty sure it's just subconscious. It's just like this attitude people have, where it's like do whatever you want to your body, and it's like it's not just doing whatever you want to your body. It's like doing this because you need to do this because you'd rather die, like sometimes, than live in the body that you're in. And it's not treated as a serious... in that statement, it's not treated as a serious... Where the fuck? Oh. As like a serious thing that needs addressing, that needs active support. It's just, oh, do it if you want to, because it's your body. And like I agree with the sentiment. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. Just to me, it feels like you need a bit more. Maybe I'm being a bit nitpicky, but I don't think it's an unfair statement to make that needs more attention, which is a shame. And like again, usually it's not the person who has the issue, because honestly, if you have that perspective, chances are you support trans people and like you agree with all the sentiments they carry, and I think that's awesome. It's kind of the standardization. It's not a lot of education on it. Again, linked to how my friends, like, she didn't really make that inherent like correlation to this might make me uncomfortable if she mentions my facial hair and like jokes about it in that way. And it's just there's no education like at all. Like there are sex heads like classes and whatever. Like there's Black History Month classes. That's awesome. I'm not like criticizing that. I'm just saying like there's absolutely nothing on transgender people, which is like it's been around for so long, since like ancient Greek times. Why isn't this more standardized? Like, why can't people be more educated? If it was, there'd probably be a high percentage of people recorded as transgender. So, like, don't use that as an argument that there's so few people. And, like, even if there are so few people, why should they be treated as lesser, where they don't need an education for their, lifestyles and how they feel about their fucking bodies? Like, I don't know, man, that's just, it annoys me. I'm really getting mad. I'm glad I can get this out. Again, I can't really talk about this with my friends, because, I mean, I can, probably. There's just not really a lot of times to talk about it, and it's not depressing, it's just not, like, a light-hearted topic to talk about. I could probably talk about this with, again, my friend I'm close with, But, you know, it's just nice to get it out into the world, I guess. It would be so funny if this is the video that, like, blows up on my channel. I don't think my channel will ever blow up, to be honest. But if this is it, that would be, kind of crazy. Okay, this fucking... I died, I actually suck-ass. I kind of, like, wanted to do this video, like, trying to give advice for people. I don't know why, I'm not really the oracle for advice. I'm just complaining about my fucking life. But, like, I don't know, it turns out I didn't really get to do that. I don't have much advice to give. I think because I'm still learning. I'm not, like, learning. I guess I can... When I talk about, like, the overthinking stuff, I can say all I want. Oh, you know, just be yourself and, like, you know, don't try and overthink. But at the same time, if someone gave me that advice, I'd be so annoyed because fuck you, like, that's not something I can just change. Like, I get when people give advice like that. It's just, like, to me, it's like, I don't see much value in giving it because if I put myself in someone else's shoes, I can't give concrete, like, rational, like, ways to progress. I just can work from my experience where I say, okay, I kind of took the hindsight and realized this really isn't that deep. Like, in the most, like, simple way to put it. No one really cares about, like, that kind of stuff. Like, people make micro mannerisms all the time that can be, like, for any reason. Like, people have their own complete lives. Like, okay, actually, I can offer kind of good advice. If you think about yourself, think about any time you've, like, done a micro mannerism for a reason because you've been irritated or annoyed at someone. And it's like, of course, like, micro mannerisms are subconscious, but if you just look back at it in, like, your mind's eye, in your memories, at, like, how you've responded to things, even just go back through your texts and see, like, is there any way this could be interpreted as, I don't know, hostile in any sort of way? And then if it does, you can see, because the funny thing about yourself is you can understand your own intentions, and, like, were you actually irritated at this person? No, probably, chances are not. And I think it's because a lot of people forget, myself included, that, where's the guy? I can hear him. Actually, where is he? What the hell? I hear his little scattering. A lot of people have their own complete lives with so many worries and complex layered, I don't know, experiences that feed into the micro mannerisms, even, like, the way they're brought up by their parents. Like, some people don't text as much. That's just, like, a purely, like, personality type thing. So, you know, I think that's a good way to look at it, at least for me. I don't know if that helps. Hopefully it does. Since we're in 7-3, I might as well keep yapping. I just thought of something to yap about. I've been, like, I don't know, this might seem, like, really pretentious. It probably is. I really don't want it to be pretentious. But, I hope it doesn't come across that way, because it isn't. It's genuinely, like, this is really cool. Recently, I've been trying to engross myself into a lot of, like, because I'm English, like, I come from England. I was born here. I've been trying to engross myself into a lot of more, like, I don't know, different cultures, like, in, like, media, music, literature, films, especially, because I have, like, a really big passion for film. I love film. Film is really cool. Like, films and video games. And, like, I don't know, I've just been, like, putting myself out there, like, even in small ways, like, you don't have to actively do it. You just, like, I think a lot of people subconsciously back down from foreign, like, media that is, like, unfamiliar to them for any reason. Just because, like, we're comfortable in our own culture and our own, like, how we were raised, what's normal to us. And, like, that's purely human nature. That's not... It's, like... I don't know. If you're looking at it from a very objective standpoint, it is racist. But then again, that is just, like, human nature. Like, you are more comfortable in the culture you grew up with, and that's fair. Like, there's a sense of belonging in culture, and that shouldn't be discredited. There you are! He followed me all the way here. That's crazy. But, and yeah, that definitely shouldn't be discounted. But I think for me, I've been recently, like, really putting myself out there, and I get, like, this is the part where I start sounding pretentious, because, like, guys, I interact with so many different cultures. I'm so not racist, but it's honestly not that. But it's just really interesting. Like, you wouldn't, I guess you would expect there to be a lot of difference, but even in just, like, really small, like, ways. Like, I've been watching a director, like, I've now seen one of my favorite films, like, ever, from a Japanese film, from a director. he directed a horror movie which kind of broke out into Western culture called House. It's a horror, 1977. The director's last name is Obayashi. I forgot his first name, which is not good, but he's like really good. I love him. He's like really experimental. Oh my god, he slipped. Anyway, yeah, that's a really good film. But then he also directed, now, yeah, one of my favourite films ever, which I never would have found if I never, like, actually put myself out in, like, culture like this. Called I, You, You and Me, which is basically like a body swap thing, which is apparently, like, quite a traditional, like, tale in Japanese culture, I think. Which is cool, but it's like modernized. Like, it's 1982, I think. And it's just really cool. I've been reading like a lot of books, and like music is so cool. Like, I feel like I've gotten to the point, because I listen to so much music, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I've listened to a lot of like Western music, all the ones that I would like, my type of music that I really like, which is kind of like Will Wood alternative indie pop. And, like, that's cool, and I've experienced all of that. But now, because I've been interacting, like, I've been listening to loads of, like, Korean music. And, like, French music is so fucking cool, man. I don't know why, I just really like how French, like, singing sounds. Because the language is... I've barely ever interacted with any, like, French media at all before now. And I don't know, it's really, really cool. And, like, I feel like more people should do this kind of stuff, because we have the fucking internet, we have social media, like, this gateway into, like, so many people's, like, cultures across the world. And I don't know, maybe this is just a thing everyone does, and I'm just like, it's really new to me. Also, I suck. I guess we're getting a longer video because I died to a fucking gutter tank. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know, like, it's just so cool. I really, like, if this isn't a thing that everyone just does and I'm just, like, really behind, like, honestly, just try and go on Spotify and find, like, some music from another country, because it will, like, the algorithm will see that and, like, try and feed into it. Even, like, Japanese music, like, there's this really good artist, this duo called Halakali. I think that's how you pronounce it. I honestly have no idea, that's just the phonetics and I'm going by that. But they are awesome. Like, I really love their music. They are, like, some of my favourite songs now have come from them. And, like, yeah, I don't know, it's just awesome. And even then, like, trying to break out into... Because, like, I feel like Europe is quite a... Like, a lot of people in Europe will interact with a lot of other European countries. Again, that's, like, fair, that makes sense. And, like, England isn't technically European, but, like, it basically is at this point. Like, you know, unofficially. But, it's really cool. I think it's cool for me to, like, interact with a lot of, like, Asian music. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's so diverse, and, like... I don't know, I love it. It's just really, 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 really cool. And, like, I'm watching a Chinese film tonight, and, like, I've been trying to, like, watch all these different films, and, like, yeah, I don't know. Again, I kind of sound really pretentious, like, I'm not racist at all because I do all this stuff, and I'm so good and cool, and, like, I'm better than you. But, like, honestly, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to just, like, recommend this. I hope this doesn't come off in the wrong way. If it does, please tell me. Unfortunately, like, video games, I haven't been able to find much, which is a shame. But maybe I just need to look harder, because video games, like, are probably my favourite thing to interact with, because they're awesome. Like, I have, I mean, I'd only ever play a PC game, and I know, like, Nintendo's technically, like, you know, Mario's Japanese, but, also, it's so westernized, I feel like, to the point where, like, it's not really, like, it's not ingrained in that culture. But maybe I'm just naive. I haven't really played a Mario game at all. But, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to find many. I know, Stellar Blade looks really cool. I think that's Korean, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I'm kind of just trying to find stuff to yap about now, because it's so near the end and I've lost everything to yap about now. I mean, I'm impressed I got all the way to the end of Violent Spy, by the way. Awesome ending sequence. I mean, I'm quite impressed I haven't fallen back into talking about game design at all. But, you know what? If you have watched, thank you a lot for watching. That means a lot. I hope this video was entertaining and, like, I don't know, it meant something to you. And yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, bye!
지난 일들 그렇게 머릿속 한쪽에 꽉꽉 묻어두고 그렇게